Today in this video I'm going to talk about life scripts, yet another very interesting concept in transactional analysis, and you'll be really surprised to know a lot of interesting facts about life scripts in this video. So please do watch it till the end. And now let's go to the topic directly. So what is a life script? As the name goes, you would have heard about the movie and the scripts and how people write and how the plots are there. Similarly, this theory says that interestingly that all of the human beings do have their own life scripts, and based on that only our lives is actually decided, and it's like a fate, so which has already been decided, and you'll be following the same plot whatever has already been written for you in that particular life script. And the most interesting part is this story is written by our own selves. And when we were as little as 7-year-old, and we start writing a story when we make sense of the world, that is by 4-year-old, and we continue to write it and give it an end, and it like just get frozen by 7-year-old, and after that not much of changes do happen. And this is a conscious decision made by the child himself or herself. But then this particular life script is not in our conscious realm, it's highly unconscious, but it is actually having a power to influence our life and adult decision we make in our life right now, and also about the way we behave, and also about the relationship we enjoy, and whether we become a loser or winner in life, and what we think about whether we are able or not able, and what we think about other people, and what we think about the world. All this has been decided when we were as little as 7-year-old. Isn't it really shocking? Even I was shocked when I heard this concept the first time, but it makes a lot of sense to us. You would have seen in various instances that people get into similar patterns in their life, and they end up having the similar feelings of either being winning or losing, or some familiar feelings or some payoff always they get in their life, and they get into same patterns. Let it be in a job, or let it be in your relationship, ending up with the same bad partner, or let's say if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, when you look into your ex relationships, you'll have a similar pattern of being rejected. All these things are happening, and you'll be surprised to know when you relate this concept to your life, probably you are also already scripted and following the same footsteps without your knowledge. So how it is formed, and what is the significance, and why this is actually written by us as a child, that was a very little child. Why do we write our own scripts? So a child actually imagine a child, little child, he'll feel very unsafe in this world which is surrounded by a lot of giants, that is the parents or other strangers whom the child comes across, or any kind of environmental factors. So the child has to make sense of the uncertainty, and it has to get some sense of power and control over the situations. For these reasons, and majorly for the safety of the child has to feel safe. When child feels very threatened by various factors, what is the major need of the child? Wanting the acceptance from the caregiver, that is their parents. So obviously the sense of attachment the child never wants to lose. So the child makes their own decision based on the emotions they feel. If the child feels very insecure, let's say a child wants food, but the parents are very inconsistent in responding to the child needs. So that time the child learns that this whole world is actually not very trustworthy. Actually speaking, at this juncture, only the parents were not able to be trusted by this child. But due to the limited cognitive abilities of the child makes a generalization. The whole world is filled with untrustworthy people. So the child stops trusting people. So from then a new belief is formed. I cannot trust people. I cannot rely on people. And sometimes when the parents are going to shout at the child believes that maybe I'm a bad person. So based on the modeling that what the child is looking into or observing from the parents, as well as what the parents attribute the child to be, like you are like this, maybe you're like your uncle, or you're always this way. And one more thing is about the injections. There is another concept in transactional analysis, like always the parents, their child ego state, they talk like, don't be like this, don't feel this way, don't be a child, grow up. All these contradictory messages the parents tell the child. And also about giving some ideas, suggestions, like you have to do until it's perfect, and it's a very good thing. Okay, why don't you do this? So these kind of suggestions give a child, okay, that I need to be perfect, and I need to hurry up, I need to do really hard work. So all these things the child is making sense out of the internal and external events in its childhood, and whatever the child decides, it's only to feel safe. because the child believes very strongly that if it is going to act out outside the life script, it's going to be really threatened by this uncertainty as well as the danger and threats which are going to, which is going to actually surround the child. So the child actually follows this life script to feel very safe and also to remain, in control and want to feel the certainty. But the problem here is the child is going to wear a straight jacket which is, very small. But then as we grow, we just outgrow that, right? But still, because of the life scripts which is like very limiting us, we are going to follow the same things, and we are not going to have, even though when we have lot of resources and options, we just go back to our life script so that we just maintain it to feel safe and have the sense of familiarity and to get this payoff. So basically for making this sense of this world. So that is the reason we keep playing our life script despite the pain and misery it puts us into. So it's very, very important that we become conscious of it, and the good news is we can change our life scripts. But only when we are aware of it, we begin to introspect ourselves. Okay, maybe I'm having this kind of life script. That's why I'm end up being in this kind of job, or I'm end up being in this kind of relationship. So let me do some conscious, redecision. So that's why with the help of therapy and all that, we try to make the client to redecide. So we can change our life scripts, right, into a more positive and more successful, which can lead us to the autonomy of making our own choices in life and making an adult choice in this here and now environment, instead of going back to your childhood things where you have felt insecure. It made sense by then, but it doesn't make sense anymore now. Now you have the tools to survive in this big world. And just because your parents did not attend to the they were not attending to your needs, or they were inconsistent in attending your need, doesn't mean that everyone is going to betray you or everyone is going to let you down. But then people are not aware of it, so they continue to do the same thing again and again. So I just want to make it more clear by explaining a clear-cut life script about a fictitious character. Then you will be making a lot of sense out of this concept from the theory to the practical way. Let's call a person, by the name like Miss X, okay? So she was grown up in her childhood, and she was like the third person, let's say, out of the 5 siblings, and she was the third. And her parents were so busy trying to meet the ends meet, and they were actually struggling to live there every day because of the financial problems and all that. So they couldn't pay much attention to this girl. And she also had another new arrival in the family, that's a 4th kid coming up. So she started to feel insecure. But at the same time, she had no other options of complaining, because if she complains, then the parents might reject. So she wants to feel, just for having this love and not for, getting that rejection part, only people will get glued to this life script. So she started to behave like a very well-behaved girl, very compliant, very hardworking, and very kind and very loyal. She remained to the family. So because of all this way, she's been culturally brought up and religiously, and also by her family way. Her family never reinforced her being to complain. When she starts complaining, they were like retaliating back. So she has no other idea. So just you could relate with all this, how you were parented. So when you were like throwing tantrums, how were they? Were they kind to you, or were they like very angry at you? If they had been like still kind to you, you would have been a different person. But if they've been really angry at you, then you would have stopped that behavior, isn't it? So from there she learned like this, and then she learned a very tough way, few beliefs which she got very strongly. She followed such beliefs. That is, one thing is, in life is a struggle. I have to really work hard, and the relationship doesn't make much sense because she had not much friends, and even she had just one friend to whom she was not very emotionally close also. And later what happened, when she grown as a young lady, she also got attracted by a man who was just like her father, who was like hardworking, because she undermined boys who were like lazy. Because according to her parenting, the childhood parenting, those who were like lazy was not accepted in their family according to their family practices. So she thought these men are not really good. Despite getting good attention and love from an ex-boyfriend, she rejected him and went to marry a guy who was really hardworking and who didn't spend much time with this girl. So finally she was shaping up her life script on what happened to her in her childhood, and she was not actually exposed to other things which happened in her life, and like friendships and people who really want to come closer to her, she ignored. She didn't even understand that people really want to get closer. But then finally she ended up in feeling lonely, and she felt like nobody is there to care for me. And this is how her childhood decision or the beliefs, what she thought about herself and about the people around her and about the world, about life, has actually limited her life. Probably might be possible that she could have had an even more liberating life where she had some time for herself also. Now that she's been hardworking every day, now she's developed a lot of physical complaints and all that, and she doesn't have time for herself at all. She's been always hardworking because she strongly believes that if I don't work hard, probably I might fail miserably. So this is how, how very, very intense this concept is and how it can control your life. In my own clinical experiences, I've seen lot of scripts in my clients myself. So the scripts, if you want to understand, it's basically a set bunch of beliefs. One of my clients said that, ma'am, wherever I go, I don't get the food I really want. I'm always denied of the good things or what I really, I really want in my life. So her belief is that, her script is that, I will never get what I want. Okay, but so what happened here? Let's see how she has redefined the reality to fit into her life script. So she went to the hotel and she ordered for something and she didn't get that. So that memory is very strong in her mind. But out of 10 occurrences to the hotel visits, 6 times she got what she wanted. But her mind conveniently has forgotten those things and only remembered 4 times where she did not got what she wanted. Because we see what we want to see to fit into these limiting beliefs. That's the power of a life script. And just imagine, this life script can be like 3 types, it can make you a winner, a loser, and also there is one more condition where you're also going to be in a not so winning life script called Berne life scripts. So a winner life script is a very positive one where you actually have a goal and you reach the goal. Let's say I want to become a very successful professional and you reach it because of your life script. So that makes you a winner, right? And also if you say according to your life script, similarly you can be, winner doesn't mean that you have to be a rich person or a successful person. Even if let's say I want to end up living very peacefully in my hut, maybe in Kerala, probably I have a winning life script here, because what I intend, if I'm getting, I'm a winner. But what if I intend and I'm not going to get it, then I'm a loser. So loser again need not be attached to the loss of the money part and all that. They can still be a loser, being in a very good position, being a great professional, a cine artist, still that can be a loser because they might not feel comfortable. They may always complain or always have some disease to report. There are like 3 types of loser. I don't want to go to a lot of details which might confuse you. There is one more thing that's a banal I told you. They may just settle for the mediocre life. They may not either win or lose. So because they don't want to take risks. You would have heard about people saying that actually they would have done some government job, they would have really worked hard for 40 years but not actually attain the position they really wanted to attain, but still feel that okay, I've given my best shot. So again, this is guided by their own life script. Now that you know the vicious effect of this life script, how it is making this reality, whatever you see, it's not real, but you are creating or recreating a reality. Some people feel that I'm a very bad person. Some people feel that I really need to help someone. So these kind of beliefs, you will create situations and prove your beliefs again and again through lot of games you play. So that would be our subsequent video also, to see how we maintain our life scripts is through games we play. So that's very interesting concept which I'll be talking about in my subsequent video. Please do stay tuned to that. So there you will see how we are going to maintain this life script by creating such experiences through the games we play. So now that you know this life script can be very limiting and it's not going to help us in any way, what we can do? The clues to your life script, I'll tell you how to identify a life script in a very simple way. You can ask yourself, who's the best hero or heroine you like? It's not about the cine hero, heroine, probably the fairy tale you listened to in your childhood or the favorite movie you watched, or listen to your dreams, very pertinent, reoccurring dreams. This will leave lot of clues about your life script. So whenever I go to workshop, I'll ask people, who's the hero or heroine you might like. So this particular character I was discussing about, she would probably end up saying a person who tries again and again until he succeeds, or who struggles to achieve that position. So probably who comes to your mind probably can tell something about your life script also. Probably that particular person has got this kind of characteristics which you could relate to, and also you think about the feelings, what it generates in you. So this can give a lot of clue about the life script. So after being aware of your life script, the next thing is to change it or challenge it and redecide on your life script, so that you need not end up in pathetic failures or always in relationships failures and also not getting the job what you really wanted to. Some people have a so limiting beliefs that I can never be rich and I will always end up being lonely. I will never get a boyfriend or a girlfriend in my life. I'm sure people are going to reject me. All these are your life scripts with a bunch of beliefs. So this will really make your life miserable. So people, from now on you should know a concept is there called life script, and it's just been like guiding us. And the thing that this video would have given you a lot of awareness. I made it very simple, I believe, for you to understand this very complex concept in transaction analysis, and a very interesting concept here. So by this video it would have given you a start to dig into your life scripts, and if you think that is very limiting and also put you into path of failure, time to take a redecision and redefine your actual life, right? So all the best for that. And if you think everywhere you're failing, and it's been very deeply come into your life where you're always getting negative experiences, especially in types of losers, that can be first degree, second degree, third degree losers, and you'll be amazed in the sense you'll be feeling very bad when you know about a thing that a person can even in a script where he decides that he will live alone and die miserably. And exactly that will happen in their life also. They might die in accidents, or they may even die out of illness or being hospitalized ever. You would have seen some characters always complaining, always sick, right? So, and how much ever advice you give, they won't be able to come out of it. That is because of their life script which they have written. So they have to just change the plot to make the the story a very good and happy ending. So the life is still in our hands. So that's the best thing about this transaction analysis, that we do have the control over the life scripts, and we are the one who wrote it, and now we can rewrite it and get the best out of our life. So all the best for it. Stay tuned to the next video on games people play. So have a very nice day. Take care. Bye.